Hello, Elena Shanley here from Fountain of You LLC. Fountain of You LLC is a family and relationship coaching service. I do personal coaching, I do group coaching, um, and I'm involved in a couple other projects. So if you are not a follower of mine, I suggest you check that out. If you are not at all surprised by the rise in teen advocacy projects that I've been doing as I work in a middle school. And I am lucky enough to get to know some of these guys in one of the weirdest times of their lives. And when they are very choosy and picky on who they allow into their lives. So, out of respect for that, I feel the need to discuss things that um, maybe they would need discussed. So, with that in mind, today I'm doing a video on a topic that I consider to be pretty controversial. And today we're talking about bullying. The topic triggers me, so I'm not sure what it does for you, but I can tell you that when I discuss bullying with families and with teens, I tend to find there are two schools of thought. There is the one extreme of bullying is out of hand. It is an epidemic that needs to be dealt with. There are kids that are being transferred and being homeschooled due to these type of relationships and these type of other students around. The other extreme tends to be more of a bullying is a normal and natural part of growing up, and we have to learn how to deal with them. And teen years are our training to do that because even when you grow up in the grown up world, you are not away from it. It still happens. So let me be clear, I do not buy into either one of these schools of thought. I tend to believe anytime there's a topic that has two extreme points of view on either end, the truth usually lies somewhere in the middle. So I challenge you to go on this journey with me today as we talk a little bit about bullying. And I don't know, let's just delve into it a little bit, okay? I'm going to read a list of bullying type stuff that has been reported to me through teens, through parents, through coaching, through whatever I've seen. And you've seen them all on TV, you've seen them on movies, you've seen them everywhere. You've probably experienced it in some way, and that's what I'm going to ask you to think about now. I want you to listen to these behaviors, and I want you to think about if they've ever been used on you or if you've ever used them to others, okay? Insults, demeaning behavior, put downs, controlling, a lot of power and control going on, preventing you from making your own decisions, destroying property, threatening, intimidation using weapons or not, hitting, punching, aggressive behavior, pressure, destroying personal property, insults, and the use of intimidation, manipulation, and humiliation. Okay? Okay. I want you to think about, has this ever been done to you? Okay? Easy. Pretty easy, right? Most of us are like, oh, yeah. This one's going to be a little bit harder. I challenge you to be completely honest, just as I will. You have the benefit of being able to see your answers, and everybody will see mine. Have you ever used any of these behaviors? Oh, yeah. I don't think I was ever labeled a bully. I wouldn't think I'm a bully either. And that's why I want you to think of bullying a little bit differently. I don't want you to keep thinking of it as a person, as a label, as a kid. I want you to think of bullying as a behavior, okay? Like many other behaviors, they're learned and they're used in order to get what somebody wants. You do what you do because it works. When we think about bullying as a behavior rather than a person, it takes the power away from a person and it turns it more into a choice that has been made. I bring this up because many of us use bullying behaviors, and that doesn't make us a bully. And in all the movies and all the shows, and if you've ever worked with teens, if you dig deep enough into a bully, you find somebody broken who's just using the tools they have to get what they need and get their needs met, okay? That is a very different picture than a bully that just abuses, okay? Let me also point out that these very behaviors that we consider bullying are also on a lot of domestic violence sites as abuse. So could it be that bullying is a behavior, not a person? And could it be that it is the same behavior that is used in abusive relationships? I say yes. What do we do with that? That I haven't gotten to yet. But it does change the way I think, and it starts getting my brain moving in a different direction. I just want to be real, okay? Let's look at this definition of abuse. It's a general term for a variation of behaviors which may be aggressive, coercive, controlling, destructive, harassing, intimidating, isolating, or threatening. Yeah, that's kind of like bullying. I also want to point out that these type of behaviors are used not only amongst peers, but definitely in the workplace. Usually there's some type of hierarchy attached to it, whether it be boss, employee, upperclassmen, lowerclassmen, bigger kid, smaller kid, okay, whatever. There is this differentiation of power in the relationship a lot of the times it's being used. Sometimes it's just popularity and unpopularity, okay? Also, do we allow this behavior? I get that teens have to work through things, and I totally agree. Real life is harsh, and there are things that we need to prepare them for. But when you think of it as behavior, think about a victim of abuse. And would you tell them that they just need to stick it out and deal with it because that's what happens in the world? No. No, somebody stands up. They need to stand up. They need to find a voice, and they need support. And it makes me think maybe that's what we need to do. So this war on bullies that we have should really be more of a war on bullying behavior. And it starts with us, okay? Be the change you want to see. For me, as I raised my hand earlier twice, it tells me that I need to stop using these behaviors. I need to find when I use them and stop. Now, it's easy for me to identify if I'm, lashing out at someone physically, because that doesn't happen, okay? That is not something that I use. However, if I'm irritated enough with a peer or whatever else, I can catch myself gossiping. I can catch myself using those kind of belittling comments and things like that. And as adults, when we're working with teens, we tend to go there too. And that's a lot out of frustration, and we don't know what to do, but we are teaching them. So my challenge to you is to change your behaviors and identify these behaviors in your kids and talk about them. And don't talk about it as a bully and a victim. Talk about it in a more empowering way that creates change as a behavior that's chosen, and choose a different behavior. Learn more about other ways to get your needs met rather than resorting to these types of behaviors. Now, again, I feel this is very controversial, and I'm not sure what you're sitting with right now. I'm sitting with anxiety as I put this out there, and I'm hoping that it at least can create a positive discussion towards change, because change lies right outside of your comfort zone. Growth lies outside of your comfort zone. So here I am stepping out a little bit to create a little bit of growth and following through on my mission to unite families, and in this case, uniting teens and parents and families, and creating a little bit more empowerment amongst these dynamics. So thank you for joining me and putting up with me. If you'd like to engage in appropriate grown-up conversation about this, I am so open to it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like this video if you like it. To be honest, I'm so filled with anxiety that I could use the positive reinforcement as well. And check out the website, fountainofyoucoaching.com, and see what's going on. We got a lot of good stuff going on. So thank you for joining me, and have a wonderful day. Bye.